Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to show you how to make this type of logos and designs. I believe they're called like crest designs or eagle crest. And these are kind of vintage designs, but I'm going to show you how you can make this. And I have decided I'm going to make a different one, a new one, and because this one I already made it and I have a video of how I made exactly this one, but the first video it was with no audio, and I decided I'm gonna remake it but explaining to you on where the tools and everything, because I have noticed more reactions to the videos when I explain it with audio, so I decided to make a new one. So yeah, bear with me with that. So let's get rid of it. And before we move on, I invite you guys to give me a like and subscribe if you like this video. And yeah, let's get on with the video. Okay, so let's fit in, and I'm gonna zoom out this a little bit more. Okay, so basically our ego consists of like mainly basic shapes and all of that. So I'm gonna explain to you here. So we're gonna do the torso first and the legs. So it's gonna be a little hard to explain how I learned this, but the more you get it, is mainly everything you see out there. Most of the designs that you see out, it's there are like geometry. That's really what it is. So this type of designs are very simple to make. So basically what we're gonna do here is the body, and we're gonna work on the wings later. So this is part of the body, and I'm gonna do this here. Now we're working on the head here. This is the head of the eagle, okay? And right now you probably cannot see the shape yet, but the more you work on it and the more it's gonna become visual of what you're doing here. All right, so this is pretty much just the head of the eagle, okay? So that's basically what we're doing here. And I don't like to make try to make it as if you think the torso is too big or too small for the head, then you can always improvise and make it more, okay, to the head, or shape it more. So I think this is pretty good. Okay, so this is pretty much the torso. This is the torso, this is the legs, and this is the head. So after we got our design there, we're gonna highlight everything and go here where it says weld. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm doing this design using CorelDRAW 6, and that's the software that I use, and that's what I'm using right here. So here we go. Here we got the body now, and the head, the torso, and the legs. This is the tail, but we're gonna work on that later on. I'll show you step by step, but first let's work on the head of the eagle. Okay, let's zoom in. All right, so let's work on that first. So basically we're gonna just double click on that, and we're gonna get rid of some dots and add some, like here we're gonna make this corner like rounded. So you always, when you're gonna make something round, you get rid of the center dot right there. Click on the right side of your mouse or your keyboard and choose curve. You can always choose curve and just curve with your mouse, or I mean with your keyword. And yeah, because this is gonna be the peak of the eagle, okay? And you can always make, if you think the peak is not big enough, you can always just pick on this and make it a little more bigger. That's what I think I'm gonna do. So now let's get rid of that, and it's gonna take shape as we advance with the design. Right now you cannot probably tell what it is, but once you work on it you can get a better idea, okay? So now let's get rid of that, Actually, it was backwards. We're gonna have to get rid of that, and there we go. All right, now let's do a right click again and get rid of that. You can leave it like that if you like it. I think I like it like that better, but I mean, it's up to you. It's whatever you like. All right, maybe a little more. Okay, you know what? I decided I'm gonna go for that one then. All right, so let's get rid of these dots. All right, now let's curve this, and it's pretty simple to make this type of designs. Like I say, I've been doing this for years, so the more you practice, the better you're gonna get at it. So, you know, work on that, and you're gonna master this. All right, so I'm gonna stretch this. All right, now we can curve this, or you can leave it straight line. It's up to you, but I don't like too many straight lines because it might look not so right. But okay, as long as we keep going down on the torso, you're gonna have to curve this more. Let's say maybe here. You're gonna have to curve it like this. Just double click and curve it like that. Now we're gonna curve this too. And actually we're gonna double click. Every time you double click, it adds a dot. Okay, you can get rid of that and curve this, of course. All right, now it's taking shape. Now what we're going to do is double click this, because this is the torso, and it's supposed to be the torso is supposed to be a little tough or chisel, if it makes sense. It doesn't have to be straight. Has to be like in shape, the eagle, and you have to be able to see the stomach and the belly. Maybe we can lower the belly a little more, and this one too. All right. You'll see what I mean when we keep working on it. But as we go, we're gonna keep shaping this. Okay, what we're gonna do here is make it straight a little more. All right, I think this is taking better shape now. Okay, so now we're gonna curve this like this. There we go. It is very simple. Again, once you get the idea of what you're trying to do, you're gonna visualize and see better for yourself. Okay, now it's taking shape. Now there's the head. Now we're gonna work on the lower part of the body, which is the legs and the tail. Okay, now what you're gonna do, usually for this type of designs, the legs are like this. They're lower, a little more down. They're not really straight. We're gonna curve this, so don't worry about that. What we're gonna do is bring down this dotted line, so we make sure the legs are aligned. So there it is. Okay, they're aligned. Let's make sure this one's aligned too. It is not. And let's lower this down. Okay, because we want this the same size as the other side. All right, we're gonna leave this here because we're gonna use it for sure. All right, let's double click. All right, click to the right. You see the list curve. So pretty much everything, if you've seen my videos, everything is pretty much adding dots, curve, shape. Sometimes I will use the Bezier tool that I'm gonna use later on for the legs. I'll show you, but it's very simple. Again, for those that are just beginners and starting, it might not be so simple, but again, just practice, and the more you practice, the better you're gonna get at it. Guarantee you that it's gonna be way better. Your designs are gonna improve. Now we're gonna double click. Actually, I'm gonna make this curve. Okay, I'm gonna curve it, because last time it was a little just more like pointy, and now I want it circle around it like this. There we go. And it's up to you. You can lower the legs more, but I think that's gonna be perfect for our design. So now let's check on the whole body, because the wings are gonna go here. So if the wings are too big and the legs are gonna get on the way, you can always lower it down, no problem. So okay, so basically we have the whole body there, the torso, the legs, and the tail. I think I'm gonna work on the legs first. I'm gonna show you a trick here. So for this, I'm gonna use, you go to the left and you see this dashboard here, and gonna go here on this one and choose Vizier. And the legs are basically, the shape is like this. Let me show you. Just click and you go one dot here and go one dot here. Let me show you why you must do this, okay? It's kind of like a V shape. The legs, it's like this. It's not very complicated. Once you get the idea, oh, oops. See, it's not even I'm still. Sometimes the designs come out different, and it's always different design. That's what I love about this. But once you practice, you will get better. The designs will always get better. So, and even if they don't come out perfect the first time, you can always change them. I guarantee it. No problem, no problem. And there we go. Okay. So let's work with that. So basically these are the legs. Sometimes I will use just shapes, just like I did here. I started with all squares, as you saw in the intro, and now look at it. It doesn't look like squares anymore, okay? But there are many ways you can make this, but this is the fastest and easiest when you use this tool, the Bezier tool. Okay, so now let's add some color, and let's add some shape to it, because they look too square. All right, now the nails are always optional. You can just curve them a little bit, or you can make it thinner. It's whatever you want. Sometimes people will make different types of shapes on the legs. I have seen so many types and styles, so it's whatever you wanna, whatever your style, whatever it is that you want to do with your design. This is just an idea of how you can do it, and everyone develops their own style. So basically, it's not, you don't have to do it this way if you feel more comfortable in another way. It's whatever you feel better, doing this type of designs. But this is the easiest way for me. You can always stretch this. Let me show you. You can just double click, grab it, and stretch it like this. So no problem. You don't have to, you see, I only pick the dots where I want to stretch it. Let me show you again. It's too small, okay? But just double click and just choose this dot, this one, and this one, okay? Highlight, stretch. There we go. See? Better. And this did not move at all. That's how simple it is. This is why I like to use Bezier a lot, because it is very simple to work with that tool. And now let's get rid of this. this round. It's very simple. Once you master this, you practice, it's gonna be very simple for you to make this type of designs. There are many cool designs out there. I've seen so many tutorials from graphic designers, and they're unbelievable. I feel intimidated because I've seen so many awesome designs out there. Get information. That's what YouTube is for. This is today. We're lucky that we're living in the age of technology because everything's so easier, much easier. You can learn anything today. There's no excuse for anybody anymore. YouTube is a school, pretty much. You don't need to pay a lot of money to go for college. You just buy the software and learn from YouTubers, tutorials, all of that. All right, so I think we got something here. Let me show you. Again, this is just how I do it. You can make yours different shape, but this is just an idea of how you can make yours too. That you don't have to make yours like this. If you have a better way, that's very good. But this is how I make mine, And now let's make a copy. And again, guys, I really appreciate if you give me a like, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you give us that like. That will help me creating more content for you, and for new people that want to do this. So I really appreciate it if you give me that like. So, and subscribe, of course. Now here we go. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Now we're gonna zoom out. Fit to. If you feel like the legs are too big, you can always choose one and another one, or just do one individually, but you can make them both smaller. You see that? You can do that, and it all depends on how big the wings are, the torso. You get a better idea once you zoom out and look at your design. You will notice if the legs are too big or too small, whatever. You can always fix them, no problem. Here we go. I think I'm gonna go with that. Now let's work on the tail, and then we're gonna work on the wings. Okay, the wings are pretty simple too. Again, anything is simple, but the more you practice, the better. Now, you know what? Let's make 2 dots here because I like the shape there that's taking. So let's do this instead. Now here, the tail, you have too many options. There are many ways you can do the tail. I've seen so many styles, but this is how I make mine. So again, this is just my style, okay? I'm gonna separate them in 3 sections. So this is just my style. Again, you develop your own. I'm just giving you the idea. And just stretch. Oops, I'm sorry. I did not click properly. Okay, there we go. Now, here you have the option to make this rounded, or you can make it, again, it's different, it's your style, whatever. It's up to you. Just giving you the idea. Doesn't have to be super perfect, but it's always nice to have a pretty much the same on both sides, the same measurements. Yeah, it looks good. Again, I don't like to do mine like super perfect, but as close as possible, All right, now let's give this a little more shape, rounded shape, because again, for this type of designs, I don't like to too many squares. I like mine with a figure with shapes. Okay, it's supposed to be a feather tail, so feathers are not square, they're rounded. And I'm gonna add another design later on, but I'll show you. This is just my style. And here we go. Now we can lower this a little bit more. I think they're too close to the tail because I want to do something here that I've seen. I mean, always zoom out if the tail looks too big, but I think that looks pretty good. We're gonna work on the wings now. And let's zoom in. All right, so now what I'm gonna do here is what I told you guys. Just highlight the dots. You can get them all down at the same time without moving the whole design down a lot, like that, you know. But I think I have decided I'm gonna do mine just the dots, this ones. I'll work on that later. Okay, now let's do some feathers here, because I seen that in other designs and it's pretty cool. All right, just do that. All right, let me show you what I'm trying to do here. Okay, double click, curve, curve, and you guessed it, curve. Okay, curve, and curve. See what a difference it makes when you give shape to your design. Now it's taking shape now. That's beautiful right there. Okay, let's do the other side. Alright, as you can see, I already added on this side one, and I just don't want to make the video too long. And now I noticed something here, the legs might be too spread to the side, so I'm gonna lower this a little more down, maybe right there. And you don't have to move the one here, or maybe just a little bit, but it's up to you. Let's move it down here and down here. Okay, because when it's time to put the wings, we might have a limited space, so we don't want that. So let's lower this more and lower this more. No worries, we'll check on the how far or how split apart are each other. They look aligned. Okay, that one looks good. This one maybe a little bit more down. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be super perfect, but the closer the better. So I guess you can say I'm a little more detail guy person. So all right, that should be good. All right, now let's work on the wings. Okay, and pretty much the wings, there are many ways you can make them, of course, but this is how I do it. And basically this is the shape. All right, so this is the biggest part. we're gonna use the same one, grab it here. We're gonna do the last design, it was 4 of this, I believe. This one we're gonna make 5 of them. Okay, let me make this smaller. Maybe this one, it's pretty much like a step, you know, one bigger than the other one, or maybe a, what they call that, a Wi-Fi bar. Say one smaller than the other one, so maybe we're gonna make the other ones a little bit more smaller, but okay, so yeah, let's do this distance. Yeah, because they are too close together, so we don't want them too close, too close together, but you gotta have space for all of them. So I think the wings are a little on the big side too, so we're gonna make them shorter. And again, guys, I invite you guys to give me that like and subscribe to the channel, so you know we keep growing. And there we go. This is the basic shape of a wing. Let me show you how it works, or how we're gonna make it. Okay, so now let's add some color. Actually, let's get rid of these dots first, and this one probably. Okay, let's add some color. Alright, let's work on the wings now. Now the wings, again, there are many ways that you can make them, but this is how I make mine. Trim. And now let's work on the shape. Actually, I'm gonna use this same line to cut through the wings. Then make them big enough. Alright, now we're gonna flip this probably around 20 degrees. Yeah, it's probably good. Yeah, that should be good. You never get it right. 25.7. All right, there we go. But what we're gonna have to do here is we gonna have to cut through this here. So we're gonna split this, and we're gonna cut through here and here, so that way, say that it did not touch this area. Now let's get rid of that. Okay, now we can pick on all of it and group together again. Let's see what I'm gonna do now. Choose that. Now we're gonna highlight everything and trim. There we go. All right, so now let's start shaping this. All right, so this one, we're gonna make this rounded. We're gonna round this. We might have to make it smaller, but we'll see in a minute, okay? It might deform a lot, but Maybe not a lot. Okay, make it smaller and smaller too from the sides. It's too big. There we go. I think that's pretty good right there. Okay, now let's curve this, and you see all these dots. Let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of all these dots right here. Now curve to line and curve. And this one, we're gonna have to make this a little more here. Let's do that. Curve. Oh, you know what? Let's go back. I actually want to make this backwards like this. Yeah. Curve. There we go. Now we're talking. All right. So now here we're gonna work on the feathers. Just pretty much, let me stretch this. All right. There we go. All right, I am finished with the wings and everything's curved. As you can see, this looks like steps, and now I have decided that the wings, I'm only gonna do 4. So I don't know if you noticed there were 5 rows, but I'm gonna do 4 like the first one. So now let's put the wings, and I don't know if you can tell, it's it looks too big for this body, for the torso, but no problem. What we're gonna do is stretch this a little more like that. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Still too small. Okay, so as you can see, I have fitted the wings and just put it the same size on the other side. Now let's work on the eye, and that is actually pretty simple. Oops, it's too much. Now the eye is optional. We can do one like this. It's like a triangle. Okay, so we're gonna curve this, curve it, and yeah, we're gonna add the eye. The eye can be like that. This is gonna be white. All right, let's try this one. Smaller. Let's get rid of that. I think that looks pretty good. There we go. So there you go. Thank you guys again so much, and hopefully you like this video. Please give us a like, subscribe if you like this video, and yeah, I will see you guys again on the next episode. Thank you, and goodbye.